I remember when I first played Super Mario 64 on my DS, I was so interested in exploring each of the painting worlds. It felt like I could never truly find everything in any given level. I enjoyed running around and finding secrets more than I did the actual platforming. But like I said, I was playing the DS version, which isn't exactly renowned for its platforming. If anything, it's renowned for how wildly unpredictable and frustrating its platforming is, which has on many occasions led to the system taking flight or coming in contact with a clenched fist. But exploring these unique little landscapes has always been a nice reprieve from the frustration of wonky platforming. It's such a nice feeling to come across a 1-up you didn't know existed. It sort of brings the game back to life, even after years of playing it. Like this whole time you thought you had mastered the game, but there was still one more secret to give you that excitement of discovery. It's that feeling you got on your first playthrough when you freed the Chain Chomp, or when you figured out how to defeat Bowser. But for me, the greatest excitement always came from discovering a secret level entrance. Crawling into the igloo in Snowman's Land, or finding the secret slide in the castle, there's just something so cool about finding a new level within another level. These secret levels really sparked my curiosity. They had me searching levels harder than ever before. Or in other words, they turned me into a paranoid lunatic who thought that every black square was a level entrance and anything that looks out of place should be punched. But I'm an adult now. I don't waste my time on such silly matters. Okay, maybe I'm still a bit paranoid, curious. But come on, you can't convince me there's not a secret level entrance inside of this box of frosted mini-wheats. I fully understand how stupid this sounds, but just imagine how cool it would be to discover a level in this game that had never been discovered. To be analyzing a level and then have a 1000 IQ realization like, wait a minute, this area doesn't look right, what if I just, and then boom, you're in a crazy secret area that not even Nintendo knows about. But like I said, I'm an adult now, so silly little Mario 64 levels just don't excite me anymore. But back when I was a kid, one of the coolest areas was the pyramid in Shifting Sand Land. It's so cool. It all starts off with you running around the basement trying to catch this evil creature when you hit this wall. And then you go, oh, painting. And that's when you discover Shifting Sandland, a whole new area to explore.
So the skybox is interesting. It looks cool. What the heck? That's unknown. That's mysterious. Nail the timeline. Whoa. Whoa, that was cool. Well.
Eventually, the joy of watching Mario suffocate in quicksand wears off, and you venture out further into the level. And just when you thought it couldn't get any cooler, you find a slide that leads straight into quicksand. But it doesn't stop there. This quicksand slide doubles as a pyramid. And guess what? Yep, you can go into the pyramid. I can't describe the feeling of entering this pyramid for the first time, because that was over a decade ago, so I don't really remember, but I bet I was moderately surprised. Once you discover this pyramid, the rest of Shifting Sandland just feels like the entrance to the real level. There is so much to look at in here, so much to explore, so much to punch. Come on, any Egyptian archaeologist worth their salt knows when to deploy the old clock duster. There's mummy thwomps and rolling mummy thwomps and a whole bunch of sand. That's right, you can suffocate in the pyramid. This place has everything. In fact, I'd be willing to bet it has some secrets. Well, technically there are 5 of them and they give you a star, but I'm not talking about red numbers, I'm talking about a secret area with a secret boss. After scouring this dusty old temple, you'll be left with one place to check, this red and yellow brick structure in the middle of the sand. Well, according to the player's guide, you need to stand on top of all 4 pillars in order to open the top of the pyramid. Then you can ride an elevator down and get in. That sounds too hard, I'm gonna go with option 2.
Okay, so apparently you can get into that Irok arena without the elevator. The player guide even says so. It doesn't tell you how, but it says that the Irok way is the easiest, even though that doesn't seem true. Oh, that was cool. Oh. Well, I could probably just like, well, I could probably just, there we go. That's what I normally do. This is like a world record pace slow run. Whoa! This sucks! Alright. Alright. Let's try it. Oh crap. Alright, now I'm really picking up some speed. Oh my gosh. You know, maybe the player's guide was right.
Okay, let's just do the pillar thing.
Alright, here's the one where I die. Alright. Oh my.
And after only a few hours, I'm in. At the bottom of a short elevator ride, you're met with a chute that leads straight down into a hidden chamber. Here you are met with the guardian of the temple, the master of the shifting sands, Irok. With just a K, because that makes his stupid name more excusable. This has always been a very interesting boss to me. He never really gets brought up, even though he's one of, if not the coolest boss in the game. The way that you reach him, the desert temple theme, his stupid, barely excusable name, it's also memorable. He's not a super difficult boss. You kinda have to try to lose to him.
What the crap? He's kinda crazy in this one too. Holy.
And there you have it. We found a secret area with a secret boss. Looks like my paranoia was right this time. Wait, what's up with that fire? Wait, 4 pillars. What was it that sign said again?
What is this? Upon 4 towers, one must alight. Then at the peak shall shine the light.
Of course, these stone pillars represent the pillars outside, but why is only one of them lit? I stood on top of all 4 of them. I don't know, but let's see if Yoshi can eat the fire. After a few more hours, I made my way back into the temple as Yoshi with the Mario cap, where I made a shocking discovery.
That doesn't take your hat off? Yes, it does. Right? Fall damage makes your hat fall off. Alright. You know what? The hat can't fall off here. Why is it that if Yoshi goes in, puts on the Mario hat, goes into the temple, the hat is stuck? There's several options. 1. Elmer's brand glue.
Even though I've eliminated Irok, some unknown force is keeping Yoshi from removing the Mario cap inside the temple. But what could be generating that power? Or who? This chamber is clearly empty, but it also isn't big enough to occupy the entire underground of the temple. The only possible answer to these questions is an even secreter and larger underground chamber. One so large that it could house an entire city. Think about it, where else would the people who built this pyramid live? They must have a subterranean metropolis, like a hidden oasis underneath the searing sea of sand. Maybe the culture who constructed this city are still alive, taking refuge in this man-made cavern. But how do you light the other pillars? You can't use Yoshi to eat the fire and then spit it out on the other pillars, plus 2 of the pillars are broken. We need to find another hint.
First I see a bird in the middle, like a dodo bird or something. Then above it, I see a fork and knife. To the right of that, there's a fish. And then below the fish, there's a shield. Then a monkey with a rake. Underneath that, with a dolphin underneath the monkey and the rake. I see a fish hook on the far left bottom, a cat/cow on the top left, and then lacrosse underneath the cow. And then there underneath the bird is Dragster for the Atari 2600, I think.
Of course, Dragster for the Atari 2600 and the infamous 5.51 second world record. A run even faster than the software could possibly allow for. Yet it happened. An impossible task that defies the limits of the software, something that shouldn't be achievable or obtainable. The very definition of the ever-enigmatic Waluigi. Well, it looks like we've hit a dead end. We can't solve this mystery until somebody figures out how to unlock Waluigi. I'm sure we'll find him someday. But I think we've deduced our way into a pretty interesting delusion about what might be hiding underneath this temple. And that's just the stuff inside the temple. There's plenty outside to talk about too. Like the tox boxes. Those things are weird.
Yeah, these guys is weird. They don't look like they were made by whoever did the temple. They're not like temple-ish or sandish. Or even desert-ish. They're more like factory-ish. But what could possibly be the purpose of such a device? We have a tox box, and the point of it is to smash onto a square, and then smash onto the other square, and then smash onto another square. So maybe it's just a stupid tox box that doesn't do anything. Or the desert guys, because they just mined up a bunch of these crazy rocks that has gold in it. They bring it over here, set the crazy rock onto the thing, and what you're left with is crazy rock dust. which then they bring over to lethal lava land, where they smelt it. Then they give it to Wario, who's looking something like that. He uses it to make coins. And that is the Toxbox conspiracy broken down, so that even a simpleton could understand it. It's either, so the spelling is Toxbox. It's either a shortening of the word toxic, they're toxic boxes, or is a play on words of the phrase tox. Box could be either a shortening of the term boxic, or perhaps bulks.
Well, either way, I hope you enjoyed this little chaotic journey. I know I did. Seriously though, I really appreciate you watching. Thanks.